William takes out a piece of paper with a printed maze from his suitcase. Veronica quickly solves the puzzle. Then, William asks the girl to close her eyes. Her eyes and remember her home. Veronica describes the smallest details of the environment with precision and the number of steps from one room to another. William says that she has done a brilliant job. She did a great job with the task. The man invites Veronica to travel with him to learn important and useful things that not everyone can do. He mentions that he has done away with his family. Despite this, Veronica agrees, knowing that she will be given ice cream. 12 years pass. Veronica continues her unusual training with William. He says that in their business it is important not to leave any traces, so the girl has to run barefoot in the woods at night to get used to the cold. She doesn't understand why they can't eliminate their targets with guns. William demonstrates that this is not always effective. He then takes a drink from his canteen and sends Veronica for a run. At this time, the 4 boys and Jennifer are sitting in a small cafe by the road. One of them, Jameson, decides to meet the new waitress, Gwen. Shane explains that his friend is very fond of blondes. The evening comes. William continues to train the girl and says that the winner is always the one with the strongest spirit. He considers other parameters not so important. Veronica trains physically because her targets are often bigger and stronger than her, and they may also be armed. In a cafe, she meets a man and makes a good impression on him. William praises his student, but advises her to try harder. Meanwhile, Jameson invites Gwen to go with him and his friends to the forest. There, the boys organize a real hunt for her. Gwen tries to escape, but ends up losing her life. At night, Veronica goes to bed with her teacher. She says that she likes it, but thinks they shouldn't do it. Later, the man decides to put Veronica to a serious test. He chains her up and injects her with a special drug. William warns her that she will have to face her greatest fears. In her nightmares, Veronica fights stronger opponents. She fails an important assignment, and her teacher punishes her for it. Back in reality, William asks the girl if he should punish her for failing. She asks him not to force her to answer this question. The man believes that after this test, Veronica is ready for the final task. In the evening, William drives the student to the cafe where Jameson's group is sitting. The man tells her that they have gotten rid of about 10 girls. When the guys leave, Veronica enters the cafe to reconnoiter the situation. She strikes up a conversation with Jennifer, Shane's girlfriend. Jennifer admits that she doesn't like her boyfriend's company. She also thinks that Shane's friends are more important to him than she is. Veronica says thoughtfully that Jennifer is stopping herself from making the decision to break up. After that, she says goodbye to Jennifer and returns to the car where William is waiting. Veronica tells her husband that she likes the idea of humiliating Jameson. William thinks that the girl needs to prepare a little more before performing the task. Also, Veronica will be working on her own, which involves some risk. In a few days later, the girl in the white dress goes to a cafe. This immediately attracts the attention of Jameson, who brazenly sits down with her and starts flirting. After a cocktail, Jameson asks her out on a date on Saturday at 8 in the evening. He asks Veronica to come in a white dress, with clean hair and bright lips. Jameson promises that they will travel to another world together. Veronica studies her opponent and agrees to meet him. Finally, Saturday comes. Veronica fulfills all the guy's demands. Meanwhile, Jameson picks up Shane. The guy puts on a suit and says goodbye to Jennifer, saying that they'll be doing what they always do. Another friend of Jameson's, Nelson, is also preparing for the hunt, but before that, he has dinner with his mother. Armed with a bat, Nelson soon gets in the car with Jameson. The 3 boys pick up their last friend, Danny, who is dancing in his mansion with an axe in his hand. Soon, he comes out of the house and joins the company. Danny is very excited about the prospect of a new hunt. Jameson does not tell his friends about the new girl, saying that everyone will see for themselves how special she is. Meanwhile, Veronica is waiting for Jameson outside the diner in a red dress, standing on the street. Danny is humming a song cheerfully. When he sees Veronica, he immediately starts complimenting her and puts her in the car. Jameson asks him not to overdo it so as not to scare the girl. The car starts driving down the highway. Nelson takes out a bat and knocks down the road signs on the poles. Danny suggests that Veronica try to do the same. She deliberately hits not too hard to lull the criminal's vigilance. Meanwhile, the boys make double entendres as they discuss their past victims. Jameson says again that they are going to another world. Finally, the car pulls into the woods. The boys get out first. Then Jameson leads Veronica deeper into the thicket. Suddenly, he jumps out from behind the bushes and leads her to a strange clearing with a sofa. When Veronica sits down, the boys begin to look at her greedily. Danny invites her to play a game with him. Veronica agrees, but before that, she offers everyone a drink. The boys pour themselves a drink from a flask, not knowing that it contains special substances that cause their worst fears. Jameson then suggests a game of truth or dare. Veronica asks him what the worst thing he has ever done is. Looking at his friends, Jameson tells them that when he was 10 years old, he was hunting a rabbit with his father. He only wounded the animal, but was unable to kill it when he looked it in the eye. Jameson says that he had to finish the rabbit so that it would not suffer, and adds that a person must also destroy someone to become stronger. He eats the worm alive, but is surprised that it doesn't scare Veronica. The guy says that people like her start screaming and praying to God in the face of death. Danny approaches Veronica and asks her to hit him, saying that true pleasure always comes through pain. Veronica then has to allow herself to be tied up with her hands behind her back. She asks Jameson to tell her about Gwen. The guy lies and says he doesn't know such a girl, and then shows Veronica her next task. He says that she has a head start of 5 minutes, after which he and his friends will start looking for her. If they find her, they will immediately send her to the next world. Jameson advises Veronica to be quiet and run away as fast as possible to make the hunt more interesting. After a minute, Danny can't stand it anymore and screaming rushes after the girl into the forest. Soon, the rest of the boys split up to find Veronica. Meanwhile, the girl runs as fast as she can and frees herself from the belt on her arms. Veronica remembers her teacher's advice to be stronger in spirit. She stops crying, ties up her hair so that it doesn't get in the way, kicks off her high-heeled shoes, and continues running through the forest. Danny, meanwhile, begins to feel the effects of the substance mixed into the drink. He sees black and white bears in front of him, which scares him. Danny tries to fight them, not realizing that he is actually facing Veronica. The girl soon neutralizes the boy using his own axe. Meanwhile, Nelson and Shane discuss that Veronica hasn't been seen for a long time. Nelson decides to go in search of her. Soon, the boy also begins to hallucinate. Nelson is surrounded by a round dance of men in black masks. He calls for his mother and tries to cope with his fear and excitement. In a state of panic, Nelson does not notice Veronica approaching him. The girl attacks him, knocks him to the ground, and neutralizes him. Before he dies, Nelson sees his mother kissing him. Meanwhile, Jameson finds what's left of Danny. Not at all upset, he returns to the clearing and sees Jennifer, who has come to look for her boyfriend. Jameson starts flirting with her, which Shane notices. A serious quarrel breaks out between the boys. Jameson tells Jennifer what they are doing in the woods, and then he is going to take her life. Shane defends his girlfriend and attacks his friend. He approaches Jennifer and tells her that he will always love her. However, after that, Shane starts strangling the girl. Veronica suddenly appears in her place. Everything that happened was just Shane's hallucination. Soon, Veronica neutralizes Shane and runs away to a small pond. Jameson finds her there, approaches the pond, and sees Veronica exhausted. He does not attack the girl, allowing her to get some rest. Jameson admits that he has already sent 21 girls to the next world in this forest. He is sure that they don't have to fight. They can get married, travel around the country, and destroy anyone they don't like. Veronica disagrees and starts a fight. After a while, the girl manages to defeat Jameson. Then, Veronica pours a drink with a psychotropic substance into the boy's mouth. She prepares a final trap for him. When Jameson comes to, he realizes that he is standing with a noose around his neck on a small stump. He tries to negotiate with Veronica, but she remains relentless. Suddenly, Jameson begins to hallucinate. He sees all the girls he has hurt coming out of the woods. Among them is Gwen, who flies up to Jameson. In fear, he loses his balance and leaves our world. Veronica is approached by her teacher, William. He picks her up and takes her to a diner where they eat tasteless pancakes.